Hey everybody, so I got a pretty important topic to discuss today, and that's the fact that Ben Thompson is currently slandering Susan Shore's device as ineffective. Yeah, so recently it was brought to my attention by one of my subscribers that one of his webinars, where spreads misinformation about tinnitus and about his, Zen Tones hearing aids that magically cure tinnitus. In this webinar, supposedly he compared Lanier, Susan Shore's device, and his own, like, bullshit study that I mentioned in my previous video. So first and foremost, I would like to address some of the things that he mentioned. The first thing that he mentions is that Susan Shore's double-blinded, placebo-controlled study is supposedly bullshit. These are his words. These are his exact words. Because the study groups supposedly knew which device was supposed to be effective and what device was supposed to be ineffective. Yes, what that means is that this is a very bold claim. This is slander. This is slanderous. Ben Thompson claims that the people in each group were aware of which device, for example, audio stimulation only, compared to the audio stimulation combined with the somatic stimulation of the neck region. He said that the people knew which one was supposed to be effective. Ben, first of all, I must remind you that slander is illegal. You're slandering Susan Shore and her 20 years of research. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to say is that the whole point of a double-blinded, placebo-controlled trial is that nobody knows. Nobody knows what device is supposed to work, what device is supposed to be effective. The researchers might know about this, yes, but they don't share this information. The researchers don't know which group is which. Yes, when they're studying the results. Yeah, that's why it's called double blinded, because neither the participants and neither the researchers know which one is supposed to be effective and which results are supposed to be effective. That's the whole fucking point of a double blinded placebo controlled trial. So, Ben, watch your words. Really, watch your words very carefully, because you're looking at a lawsuit from Oracle if you continue slandering them. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to say is that you continue saying that, somatic tinnitus is only like very, very rare or something like that. Somatic tinnitus is not rare. That is a very massive misconception that people always make. Somatic tinnitus is because it happens because the dorsal cochlear nucleus in the brainstem is responsible both for somatic signals and for signals from the cochlea, from the auditory nerve. That's why it's in the brainstem, and it's responsible for both of these nerve signals, and that is why some crossfire happens between these two signals, and that's why some people's tinnitus can be somatic. And actually, that it doesn't matter what the cause is. It could be whiplash, it could be physical, it could be fucking noise induced. Yes, it doesn't matter what the cause is. And from research that has been done that you have obviously completely fucking ignored, it has been found that over 70%, 70 to 80% in most groups, yeah, there are some groups that were 60, 70, 80% of people of all types of tinnitus have it somatic. So again, Ben, you're slandering Susan Shore and Oracle. You're slandering them. That's another thing. So, and about the study, about Ben Thompson's bullshit study, I'm not going to repeat why control groups and placebo are so important. You can just watch one of my other videos about that. But I'm going to say that Ben Thompson stated that TFI scores, basically the tinnitus functional index scores that evaluate a person's emotional condition, not tinnitus loudness, emotional condition. He said that in his study, with no control group, by the way, that his 247 participants supposedly, had a better TFI reduction after 1 year. After 1 year. Okay, so firstly, I want to say that Susan Shore's group has the best objective method of measuring tinnitus loudness ever. There's so many different there's layers and layers of things that Susan Shore has done to try her best to objectively measure this subjective condition. Tinnitus loudness matching, for example, different tinnitus tests, like, for example, the minimal masking level, the minimal amount of sound you have to have in your ears before you stop hearing your tinnitus. This is objectivity. Ben Thompson, your study has no objective measure of tinnitus. You're just measuring people's emotional condition after a fucking year. You're comparing this results, the TFI score, 6 weeks, 1 year. 6 weeks, 1 year. Do you see the fucking correlation here? Do you see the issue here, Ben? Okay, so for example, yeah, let's say you take these 247 groups of people, yeah, this group of 247 people, yes, and I'm going to reiterate some of the information in my previous videos. You take these people, yeah, and basically the only thing that you're asking them with this TFI measurement is, how do you feel? How do you feel? Yeah, so there's an issue with this. The first issue is people's tinnitus, and this is proved by studies I can quote and I can send. Not just say, many studies support tinnitus retraining therapy, many studies support it, like you constantly say. Yeah, and you don't provide any links to these supposed magical studies that show that tinnitus retraining therapy lowers loudness, because they don't fucking exist, Ben. They don't exist. Yeah? But the studies that I mentioned, they all exist, and I've researched all of them. Yeah. So, okay, you take a group of these people, 247 people, yes? You ask them, how are you feeling? Yes? And then you do your bullshit placebo thing with your stupid fucking tinnitus maskers. And then after a year, you ask them, how are you feeling? Obviously, most of them are going to have their tinnitus fucking decrease by itself, which it does for most people. Again, proven by multiple studies. I can send you literally like 7 of these studies. There's an entire page devoted on one of the largest tinnitus websites devoted to this, that tinnitus gets better with time on its own. That's the first thing. The second thing I can say is that people's emotional condition and habituation is going to improve on its own too. Because if you take a person who first got tinnitus, yeah, he's in fucking anxiety, he's panicking, and you, for example, you take this person, the same person 1 year later, yes, obviously he's gonna fucking habituate, he's gonna get used to it a little bit, right? I mean, by himself, it doesn't matter if he has your fucking $3,000 hearing aids, it doesn't matter if he has your $3,000 hearing aids, or if he listens to videos on YouTube, or he has any form of masking whatsoever, it doesn't matter, because he's gonna improve anyways. So this is why you need a control group, Ben, so that you can compare your study group to other people who do other things to judge whether or not your results are fucking real or not. You can't just have a fucking study group of so many people and just not have any control group and then slander a fucking a tinnitus study and a tinnitus device that has been in research correctly for 20 fucking years. Double-blinded placebo-controlled study. I mean, Ben, what the fuck are you doing? I thought you cared about people. Why are you slandering fucking, the best thing we have for tinnitus, Susan Shore's device? Why are you slandering it? Do you not give a shit about people who suffer? I mean, because from what I see, you only give a shit about money. You only care about money. That's what I see right now. You only give a shit about money. You just want to sell your fucking promotional tinnitus Zentones maskers that are fucking bullshit and don't do anything. Yeah? So what I propose to you, Ben, is you and I get in a one-on-one call, and you can try to support your opinion, and I can try to support my opinion, and we'll see where it goes from there. Yes, and this is I want to address all my subscribers right now. Now, I don't condone group harassment or anything like that, but this is very serious, because this guy right now, he is slandering the best thing we have for tinnitus. He's slandering it, and he is spreading misinformation. Yeah, slander is illegal. Spreading information is really shitty for somebody who supposedly cares about people suffering from tinnitus. Ben, you don't care. You don't give a shit about people with tinnitus. You don't give a fuck about them. Because if you did, you would have made a video about Susan Shore's device on the first fucking day. You wouldn't have supported Lanier, which is obviously a scam and bullshit. I mean, I looked, your messages from your brother. Yeah, supposedly you're going to partner with Lanier. Yes? All I see are giant dollar signs on your eyes, my man. All I see it. That's all I see. So to all my subscribers, I want you to, whenever he uploads a new fucking video, ask him in the comments, when are you going to upload the video about Susan Shore? Something like that. Why are you slandering Susan Shore's device? I want all of Ben's subscribers, I want all of them to know about the Susan Shore device, because I care about people. I care about tinnitus sufferers. I was one of them, and I still am one of them. I care about my community. I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a fuck about profit. Yeah? So, Ben, why don't you go ahead and do something that is fair? Why don't you open some businesses that don't fucking rip people off? Yes? I don't have to run a bunch of scam bullshit businesses to be successful, So Ben, yeah, go ahead and consider this offer from me to, to have a one-on-one call with me where we can discuss this and put an end to this once and for all. Okay? Peace.